Hi everyone, and welcome back to Belinda's DIYs. If this is your first time here, welcome. So today I'm going to be creating some more fall decor. This time it's going to be this fall truck. I'll be using all Dollar Tree items, and believe it or not, I created it from scratch. I'm not totally in love with it, but I do think it came out pretty cute, so I wanted to share this DIY with you. Since I already had a red Christmas truck, I decided to do a mint green color for this fall truck. But before that we get started, I'm just going to ask if you can please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also if you click that bell icon, right there in the corner, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. All right, so if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. These are the items that I'll be using from Dollar Tree to create this DIY. I'll be using this Sure Fresh 10-cup rectangle shape container. And I'll be using 4 of these little containers, but I'll only be using the lids. And I'll also be using the lids to these candles as well, and I'll be using 2. And some of these square poster stickers. And some foam board. This spray paint is not from the Dollar Tree, but I will be using this black spray paint. And also this aluminum color from Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover. And also this color, Gloss Modern Mint. Some giant craft sticks. And some Waverly wax in the color Antique Wax. And the edging from this aluminum cake pan. Okay, so I'm going to start with a storage container, and what I'm going to start doing is measure somewhere down the center of the container. Okay, so here we're looking at the bottom side of the container, and I went in about 2.5 inches as I'm showing you right there. So I drew a line. And I'll be cutting across the container down that line. So I'm going to be hot gluing them this way, but the container in the bottom has a ridge, and so I'm going to have to cut into the top portion on both sides. That way it can sit right once I hot glue it. If it doesn't make sense, once I glue it down, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is going to serve as the front body of the truck. Okay, so I'm going to start by hot gluing both pieces together. I'm going to start by doing one end, and then I'm going to go to the opposite end. And I'm not going to lie, it was hard to make them stick together, so I had to hold them for a pretty long time before the glue took hold. And then I added some glue all the way down, as you see me do there. And then I pushed up so the containers could stick. And then for reinforcement, I added some craft sticks for both containers joined. And I just want you to see the different angles of how I glued these craft sticks. I found that it was a little bit hard to explain, so I think it's easier if you just see it. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the rear panel to the front side of the truck, and I'm going to be using a foam board for that. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the container back as I'm showing you there, and then I'm just going to outline the top and the sides. And I'll be using my box cutters to cut that piece out. Okay, so now that I have my piece cut out, I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the back side, as you see me do right there. Okay, so next I'm going to be cutting out the doors, and I'll go ahead and give you the measurements down below, but that's what I'm doing here, so I'll be cutting 2 of them. Next, I'll be hot gluing the door panels on each side. And this is how this side looks. And here I'm just pointing out how the little panels just slip right into those little slits right there. Okay, so now I'm going to be cutting the bed of the truck, and I'll be using some foam board for that. And this is how it'll look once I glue it down. This is a piece of a compressed cardboard that comes from the Dollar Tree wall decor, and I'm going to be using that so that I can rest the bed of the truck on there. If you don't have that, you can also just use some craft sticks. Before I hot glued it, I made a marking just so I knew where I was going to place it. Okay, so the next thing that I did is I started to hot glue the craft sticks onto the bed of the truck. And I did cut the round edges from the sticks, that way I would have a square edge. I did want the popsicle sticks to be off-sided, so you're going to see me alternate some long ones and then to some shorter ones, and then you're just going to see how I'm just going to kind of build my own pattern. If you decide to do this project, you don't have to put popsicle sticks. You can just double up on the foam board. I just wanted this to look rustic. Next, I stained it with the antique wax. And then I'm going to set this aside so it could dry. And I'll also be using some rails in the back of the truck, and I'll be using some craft sticks for that. So I'm going to go ahead and stain them as well. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the tires for the truck. I'll be using the lids from these containers. I'm going to be placing these circles from the checker game because I don't want the center to be painted, because I am going to spray paint them black all the way around. I'm just going to tape them down with some painter's tape. Okay, so the spray paint is dry, and I'm going to remove now the round cap, and this is how it looks. But I really didn't like how it turned out, so what I'm going to do is paint the center with some white paint. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the windows for my truck, and I'm going to be using these stickers here. But before that I use them, I'm going to dab on some black paint with a sponge, as you see me do there. And I'll be applying 2 coats. I'll let the first one dry, and then I'll apply the second one. Okay, so I think I forgot to mention that I had taken out the front part of my truck to get painted, and this is how it turned out. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is cut the side panels to the back side of the truck. And I'm going to place them alongside the bed of the truck this way. But before I do that, I'm going to go spray paint them the same color of the front of the truck. Okay, so now I'm going to take the caps of these 2 candles, and I'm going to spray the inside with the aluminum color spray paint. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting everything together. I'm going to start by putting some hot glue there on that rest, and then I'm going to place the bed of the truck on it. Okay, so I want this to have extra support. So what I'm going to do is turn it on its side, and then I'm going to add a popsicle stick by putting some hot glue on each end, and then placing it there on the rest and then onto the bed of the truck. Next, I'm going to hot glue the side panels to the bed of the truck. And this is how the first panel looks, and I'll be doing the same thing to the other side. Next, I'm going to start adding the wood railing. And this is how this side turned out. I'll be doing the same thing to the opposite side. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut out the stickers, and then I'm going to place my windows. And this is how it looks now with the windows. Next, I'm going to hot glue the tires, and I've marked off where I'm going to place them. And I did have to put a generous amount of glue. And this is how this side looks with its tires on, and now I'm going to do the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting the edging off this aluminum pan because I'm going to be using it for the grill of the truck and also for the bumper. And I also cut 2 small pieces, and those are going to be the handle to the door. Next, I'll be hot gluing the silver lids, and these will serve as headlights. And lastly, I'll be adding 2 strips, and these will serve as the grill. And here is my fall truck, and I think that it came out cute. I'm not totally in love with it, but it is a cute little truck. Now this is something that you can display it inside. It's not for outdoor use. Well, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and also share. I'd really appreciate it. You have yourself a blessed day, and remember, love, laugh, and create. Until my next video, bye-bye and God bless.